Levels.
Levels.
Okay. Hey, I say we kick things off this week with a bonus. Todd ought to know.
Whoa. Isn't that against our rules?
Well, life moves pretty fast. Who has time for rules?
Okay. Since I'm not going to win this argument, I might as well look like I'm being a good sport about it. Sure. What do you have?
I'm not going to play the theme because this is a bonus. So, do you know what day today is?
Oh, yeah, that one I got. It's June 5th.
It's Wednesday, June 5th. Yeah. But no, more like National Cheesecake Day or something like that.
Well, let me look here. According to the National Day calendar, today is National Ketchup Day.
Really?
It's on the internet. By law, it has to be true.
That wasn't that. It may be correct, but that wasn't what I was going for.
Okay. All right. Let me take another run at this. Oh, this one's much more up your alley. How about National Moonshine Day?
Ooh, sold. Again, not what I was looking for. Should I give you a hint?
Yes. Give me a hint. I need a hint.
I already gave you a hint.
What do you mean? What do you mean you? What does that even mean? You gave me a hint.
I gave you a hint.
Oh, is it National Cheesecake Day?
Okay, look, and the answer isn't a hint.
Okay, to be fair, as Danny has pointed out, you have given me the answer to Todd to know in a cold open before.
That's true. Yes. Okay. Let's try it this way.
All right.
Drugs?
Thank you. No, I'm straight.
Does that help?
The problem is this. Okay, so that to me, I believe that's Charlie Sheen.
Yes.
The problem is that from a movie or was that from evidence in any number of trials?
Let's try another one.
Okay.
Anything is peaceful from 1,353 feet.
Okay. All right. So that sounds like on a very special version of The Producers.
You're closing in on it. You want another one?
Done.
Hey, come on.
You know what? Okay. All right. Here's the thing. You didn't have to give me 9 hints. Not 9. Not 9 hints. That must mean that today is National Ferris Bueller's Day Off Day.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Hi, toddlers. Welcome to Talking to Todd, weekly podcast with Dewayne Johnson and Todd Prenz, where failure is always an option. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Todd.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good here on National Cheesecake Day.
Nope, not that.
Oh, it's not? Oh.
No. By the way, for those of you scoring at home, according to the National Day calendar, it is also National Ketchup Day, National Start Over Day, although that was just started last year. I don't know if they had made another run at it or not. National Veggie Burger Day. National Moonshine Day. No. Everybody's like, no.
Over? It's National Start. No.
Yeah, we already got through that. Do not do that again. and it's also National Gingerbread Day. I also realized that I did miss an opportunity there when I answered the question. The correct answer to your question was my best friend's sister's boyfriend's brother's girlfriend heard from this guy who knows this kid who's going out with this girl that this is National Ferris Bueller's Day Off Day. I hear it's pretty serious.
I hear it's.
I guess it's pretty serious.
Thanks, Simone. Yes, Wednesday, June 5th. Well, at least June 5th was the day that Ferris took off.
And he had to make it count.
Yep. One of my all-time favorite movies. Should we go to feedback, follow-up, and updates?
Sure. Yeah.
Toddler number 1. She was pretty impressed with herself over her, how she conned me into getting a new driver. That was pretty well played. She was very proud of herself there. And also, this is actually... Golf was Friday, movie was Saturday. Please keep them straight. Okay. Point taken. Did it matter? Honestly, did it matter to the story? No.
Did it matter? Did the dates matter to the story? No. Did it matter that you were wrong? Yes.
Yes. Sure. How about Lisa?
Feedback from Lisa. You guys were way over the top with puns last week. And I said there were 5. And I know that because as we were listening, we hit 3 and I said, okay, that's 3. And then you did another one. And I said, we're done. And then you did another one. So again, way over the top. I said there were 5. Lisa turned to me and said, way over the top. Also, just not for nothing, Jeb. I had 1. You had 4, but we are way over the top.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll try not to encourage you to pun. It's on you.
The problem is, the clear problem is that Dewayne loves to do the pun thing, and occasionally I just can't help myself, and I throw one out. But that's like the rap battle in Hamilton. Oh, you got a pun? I can top that.
I can, yes.
It's white guys in their 50s podcast. That's their version of a rap battle is let's see who can top each other's pun. Oh, okay. All right. What else we got?
Danny texted me today that he just hit gold status. Sweet. And I said, like, as a toddler, like you hit 500 minutes listened or something?
Great. We have to give him 3x toddler bucks.
Congratulations. And I'm sorry.
You get to download, you get to go into downloading zone 3, right? So it's anybody who needs extra time to download. Any active duty military, thank you for your service.
Anyone with children.
Yeah, right. Yes. And then anybody who has achieved the top 2 premier statuses of toddlers, you get to downloading zone 3. Please come on board.
Any sky toddlers? Sky toddlers, please step forward. There were too many people gathered around the podcast for me to get through.
Also, as we're doing this, we need to make sure that we take care of any unaccompanied minors. So, Doug, we'll make sure we get somebody. We'll get somebody to get you on board.
Danny also thinks he's way over 500 minutes. At least 1,500 minutes.
Okay.
Here's the thing, and I know we don't do math live well.
No, but it is entertaining.
1,500 minutes would be approximately 25 podcasts.
Oh, he's way over.
Exactly. See, that's the yes.
Way,
if
way
you start
over.
thinking in terms of minutes listened.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. We used to give status based on minutes listened.
Yes.
But with our new credit card offer and partnership, it's now based on episodes listened, and it's totally different based on dollars.
Yeah, it's there's a complex formula, right?
Yes.
So it's you can qualify with episodes listened. However, it's either minutes or episodes listened, but that you have to qualify in bucket A. Then in bucket B, you then also have to spend $75,000 on your Amex card. How
Yeah.
that helps us, I have yet to figure this out, but I don't understand how it helps me on Delta either. So whatever.
Yeah, it used to be really simple. It used to just be 500 minutes. Not so much anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Danny.
By the way, though, just
Yes.
to be clear,
Yeah.
those changes were made by listening to your feedback for us to simplify the system and provide you with a better listening experience.
Were there too many people in the Talking to Todd listener lounge?
By the way, just real quick,
Yes.
that was feedback I didn't give you. Not only did you drop stewardess multiple times in that episode, I think you also said, "Well, and my credit card doesn't let me get into the Delta Sky Lounge or the whatever you called it." Wasn't it?
Wasn't it?
No, but you committed to the bit because you used it multiple times.
Did you know what I was talking about?
I did. Yes.
Then
yes.
Yes.
Communicate.
We've been doing this shtick for 47 years.
Sky Lounge. What
the hell?
It's not the. It used to be the Crown Room.
Yes.
Now it's the Sky Club. He didn't get any of that right.
Yeah.
We knew what he meant. And most importantly, he didn't get in anyway, so it kind of doesn't matter.
So speaking of stewardess,
Yep.
this goes under follow-up. Amy and I are at the farm. She and I and her mom and dad are all sitting at the kitchen table, and Amy and her dad are having a conversation. Her mom and I are having a conversation at the same time, separate conversations. And her mom is telling me about the stewardess on this flight. And I said, sorry, excuse me. And I looked at Amy. Sorry, flight attendant. Okay, please continue. And then she goes on, and again says stewardess. And I'm like, dot, dot, dot. Amy says flight attendant. Change the world. Changing the world one person at a time. We will get there. I swear we will get there. But the fact that it happened so close to this, I'm like, oh, I'm a 78-year-old woman from Northwest Illinois. Oh my God. I did not know that. There you go. Let's see. Oh, you had something under follow-up.
Yeah. Quite a while ago, we were playing that game where in Apple News, there is a headline and there is a photo, and the two of them don't seem to be matched up at all. And this hasn't been happening nearly as much, but I saw one this week. And instead of just telling you that they screwed it up, I want to bring the game back real quick.
Oh.
So I'm going to send you, if Messages is working, I'm going to send you the picture. This is from the entertainment section.
Yes.
All right. So based on this picture, what do you think the headline refers to?
Well, it should refer to the new Bad Boys for Life movie that's coming out, because that's clearly Will Smith.
Yep.
And Martin Lawrence.
Yep. And Will Smith's doing running things. So
yes. And Martin Lawrence is pointing a gun at me.
Yes.
Yes. I recognize this as either, well, they're too old to be Bad Boys or Bad Boys 2 or Bad Boys, whatever the heck 3 was. This has got to be from Bad Boys for Life. So is this a headline about Wolverine and Deadpool?
Oh, no. But I like where you're thinking. Here's the actual headline.
Cheers star George Wendt is very proud of nephew Jason Sudeikis. Yes, that makes perfect sense, Apple. Thank you. I'm starting to think that this wasn't NBC Sports that had the problem before.
my thought is what I'm more worried about. I looked at this and my thought was, okay, does the headline writer think that Jason Sudeikis is Will Smith? like is that they were like, somebody said, hey, get us a picture of Jason Sudeikis, and the guy says on it, and this is what shows up, or do they think that George Wendt, Cheers' beloved Norm, is Martin Lawrence? Anyway, yeah.
Did I tell you? Maybe I told you. I don't remember if I told you this or not. When last time I was in San Diego, I went and played golf, and the two guys that I was paired up with, very nice guys. They were in San Diego for a wedding. They were down from Northern California. And we got to talking about, what you do, blah, blah, blah. One of the guys works for Apple News.
Yes. You know what? I think you actually covered it on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. Was this the person that eventually at one point worked for Texture?
Yes, he did. Yes, he worked for Texture because he knew people in Des Moines. Either I don't know if we covered it on the pod or we covered it in the pre-show. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard telling.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I never know when we start recording.
Anyway, if only we knew somebody at Apple. Oh, we know somebody at Apple News that we could bring this to their attention. Mark the tape. I may send him this segment.
His thought, not my department.
Not my department. I'm only in charge of content. Shit.
By the way, real-time follow-up, just so we don't get any actuallys next week.
Yes.
So you referred to Bad Boys for Life. That, of course, is the title of Bad Boys 3 that was released in 2020. So Bad Boys is 1995.
Thank you.
Bad Boys 2, 2003. Little space to breathe. Bad Boys
2, Space to Breathe? Is that what they called it?
No. Stop it. Okay. No, so Bad
Boys.
Not a
bad title.
Okay. So Bad Boys, 8 years later, Bad Boys 2. 17 years later, Bad Boys for Life. And everybody assumed that Bad Boys for Life meant sort of, this is the trilogy. We're going to end it. This year, there is a new Bad Boys movie. Do you know what this one? I believe it's in the theaters maybe right now. Do you know what it's called?
Bad Boys Never Say Die.
So close. It is Bad Boys : and it is 3 words, and die is the last word in that.
Bad Boys Die Another Day. That's what it is.
Got it. Nailed it.
Oh.
Nope. It's Bad Boys Ride or Die.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's helpful.
Yeah. Oh, or is it Bad Boys Dead Reckoning Part 1? Nope, that's a different one.
No.
Okay, never mind.
Is it well, much like Transformers The Final Saga, which you could almost guarantee was not going to be anything final, just saga.
Yeah, but I mean, most bands have multiple farewell tours, so it's not just a movie thing.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Cher's been on a farewell tour for the last 25 years.
By the way, just speaking of that, because you were adjacent to this world at one point. I was talking with some coworkers today, and they were talking about a conference they're going to next week, and they were talking about who the musical act was at the big party, right?
Yeah.
Because if it's a technology thing, you got to have a big name for your party. They're getting TLC. And my thought was, really? Oh, I mean, okay. Wow. And then they were complaining, though, because the company, so this is one company, that company just got acquired by a much, much bigger tech giant whose conference is this week. They got Elton John. Now,
oh boy,
the reason what made me think about that was I went to Elton John's farewell tour. I believe did you guys go to Elton John's farewell tour?
Yes, we did.
Yes. When he says farewell tour, that's for public consumption. But for 7-digit corporate events, still touring.
That's no. That's an appearance.
It's not a tour.
That's not a tour.
Elton John, one night only. Write a big check.
Did I tell you at one point when I was at the bank, we looked at hiring Bon Jovi?
Yes. I think that was offline. I believe the phrase was dodged a bullet with that.
We kind of did because we went and saw him sing. And, well, he has a problem with his vocal cords. I think it's apparently, according to Amy and the documentary that's on Hulu, it's getting better. But when we saw him, he really had a problem with his vocal cords to the point where he doesn't do acoustic sets just by himself. If you want him, you have to hire the entire band. And it's also 7 figures plus a donation to the soup kitchen. So you can feel good about that. But you don't just get John. You have to get everybody.
I'm now looking at the rundown and thinking, I don't even know how we got here.
What
show are we doing?
I don't know. But we're 22 minutes in. As long as we're having a good time. Should we do the Taylor Center for Technology policy as sponsored by Dr. Jesse and the Electric Mayhem?
Yeah, just love their second album. Just as a quick note, as we record this, on Monday, June 10th is going to be Apple's WWDC, Worldwide Developer Conference. Monday is when the keynote happens, and then all next week are all of the things. So there's going to be all sorts of stories about here's what's coming to your iPhone and iPad and all of this. Just as a reminder, everybody's going to talk about it next week. We're not going to see any of it until September for your phone, and probably maybe later for your Macs. It's all going to be AI. That's their everything is going to be AI, because everybody's saying that Apple's behind, and Apple's saying no, we're not, but they are. So they're going to do all sorts of cool stuff. But anyway, just as a reminder, next week everybody's going to be talking about all the cool stuff your phone can do. Eventually, down the road, not this week, unless you install the betas. Anybody can install the betas. I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. Especially not week 1. You can, but don't.
WWDC. What would dollars cure?
Yeah. I'm coming up with a couple, but I don't like them, so I'll go with yours.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How about this?
It's not fair to deny me all the cross-eyed that I check it to me. You ought to know.
That's right. One of America's favorite games back again. Todd ought to know.
Back again from like 20 minutes ago.
Yes. Well, that one didn't really count because,
that one was a preseason exhibition.
Yes.
It's an exhibition. Friendly. It's not it's a friendly. See, there we go. Changing language one person at a time. There we go.
Okay, we have a history on this podcast of covering what I wouldn't classify these sports as obscure, but I would call them niche in America.
Okay.
Wildly popular outside the 50, but not so much here, right?
Yep.
Cricket in America. Let the games begin. Do you follow cricket?
No, because I don't have 5 days to watch a single match. By the way, popped up in last week in my YouTube feed. It popped up cricket rules for people who watch baseball, and I'm now wishing desperately that I would have watched that. A bat is a bat, except when it's not. This is a strike, but yet you have to hit the wooden spindles. Oh god! All right.
So the 9th T20 Cricket World Cup is underway, and
Okay.
it is being hosted here in the United States. Did you know this?
I had no earthly idea.
The U.S. is a first-time co-host.
This, to be completely clear, they could be playing tests, matches, whatever, a block away from me, and I wouldn't know it at this point.
Oh, I think you'd know it because the temporary stadium that they've erected in Nassau County, New York, holds 34,000 people.
Nassau. Oh, that temporary stadium in Nassau County, New York. That has
It has "This fell off a truck" written all over it.
yeah. Okay, all right.
So,
Okay, sure.
Todd,
Yeah,
a multi-part question here.
of course.
The United States is co-hosting
Sure.
along with a 2-time champion and host in 2010. Can you name the country?
Oh, can I just say no? No, I have to guess. In 2026, when we're hosting the football World Cup, soccer,
Yes.
we are
Yes.
co-hosting it. The United States is co-hosting it with Canada and Mexico. So all three of us are co-hosting. So my gut tells me if it's here, we should be co-hosting like with somebody who's near us. But then I asked myself, do we think Mexico has won has won cricket before? That doesn't sound right. And is Canada known for a lot of cricket? No. All right, I'm just going to go out on a weird. I'm going to say we're co-hosting it with Bermuda.
If you had said Barbuda, you would have been correct. If you'd have said
So-
Barbados or Guyana or St. Lucia or Trinidad and Tobago.
In England, Barbuda is pronounced Bermuda. So no, it's not. It's not.
It's not.
It's not. No, I have to try to pull that off.
We're co-hosting with the West Indies. There are 3 venues in the United States and 6 in the West Indies.
That makes a lot more sense, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yes.
The world will be tuning in. The scale of cricket viewership can't be overstated, and yet we will try to. How many people tuned in to the 2022 version of the T20 World Cup?
Are we talking max, like for a single match, or just is this like an overall, just like
an
total
overall
viewership
total viewership overall?
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah, like how many people watch the NFL playoffs? I don't know.
So a single person, if they watch multiple games, would
Count
matches
7 times. And knowing that there are 55 matches.
I'm going to, and knowing that this is a big number, I'm going to say, let's just make it a nice round 1 billion viewers total.
I don't know if that's, no, according to Lisa, that's not close enough. It's 1.28 billion. But that's not close enough to get you a bell. But I would love to see this question on Stump Dan. Hint.
Am I allowed to ask a follow-up question? Sure. A clarifying question.
Yes.
Sure. What's cricket?
You get 2 of those little insects and you rub them together? No.
The hard part is finding a little glove for their little hand. They don't use gloves, Todd. Okay.
Last year's ODI World Cup, which is different than the T20 World Cup, and don't ask me to explain the difference.
Well, the ODI one is sponsored by Garfield.
That's the ODIE cup.
Oh, sorry. Knew that didn't
And
sound quite right.
and it's a video game because it's an E cup. That garnered 1 trillion viewing minutes total. Holy cow. So, will America be watching?
Isn't that better just law? Any headline that poses a question can be answered with no.
No. And here's why, Todd. Last question. Can you name the streaming service that the T20 World Cup will be streamed on?
Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, I was going to snarky say it's one that nobody watches. Peacock, but let's see. I'm going to say, I don't even believe this is one, but as many as there are popping up, I'm going to say it's streaming on Kudzu.
Here, what's the literal definition of kudzu?
Are you asking?
Yes. Isn't it a grass of some sort?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. It's actually streaming on Willow TV.
Close enough. Plant-based.
It's a plant-based streaming service. Yes. Willow TV costs $10 a month. It's airing exclusively on the niche streaming service, according to this article on Yahoo News. It could be streaming on Yahoo for all we know. It's still not going to be anyway. Yes. Todd ought to know cricket.
Should I? Should I know this?
What's next?
I think we are to the Scott Frost Memorial Idiot of the Week, which we've already opened because of me and my cricket knowledge. But I guess we're taking other nominations this week.
What'd you bring?
Do you happen to remember a star Iowa State basketball player named Royce White?
Vaguely.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was there 2010, 2012 or so. Then he got drafted in the first round. I think he had some struggles with some anxiety and anyway.
Okay.
He was running for. He's back in Minnesota, and he wanted to run for senator in Minnesota. So,
state senator?
I took this as that. I believe it was for U.S. Senate.
Okay. Sure,
yeah,
why not?
I said senatorial campaign, and I didn't completely nail it down because he didn't last. It didn't go very well. Oh, he ran for Senate this is 2 years ago. Sorry, catch it up. 2 years ago, he was running for Senate. Didn't go very well. He had some money. He had some money left over in his campaign account that needed to be spent. So again, he was running for. Oh no, never mind. Excuse me. You were right. He's running for state senator for Minnesota's 5th district. He lost an early August primary. Had some extra money. He had to report what he did with all the extra money.
Okay.
Once again, I'm just going to point out, because this is important, he's running as a GOP senator in Dewayne, which state did I say?
Minnesota
For a state senator. Here's where some of his campaign spending went. He spent more than $4,000 on limousine services in Florida and Georgia. Okay. He shelled out thousands of more at high-end hotels in Tennessee and Georgia. He spent $970 at Wisconsin Dells Resort. Okay, maybe, sure, close.
Closer.
Throughout 2022, he spent more than $100,000 on unexplained wire transfers. The campaign spent thousands of dollars at a Best Buy store in Texas and more than $3,000 at a local guitar center at at multiple local Guitar Center stores. And on top of all of that, this one they do have receipts for. They dropped more than $1,200 in a full nude strip club in Miami.
Well, what else are you going to do after the limo ride?
Yeah, the limo to or from or whatever.
Or both.
Yeah. So I don't know actually how much money he spent on, signs, TV,
Campaigning.
Yeah. On the other hand, and I'm going to say this real quick because I know you don't have the other theme, so you can't play it. With that kind of spending, all outside the state of Minnesota, on all of that, my thought was, how did he possibly lose the nomination? Sorry. This guy's the most qualified person we've seen around here. Anyway, so congratulations to Royce White, a failed Minnesota state senator, Senate candidate, but will always be a Scott Frost Memorial Idiot of the Week winner here. How about you? What'd you bring?
I brought 2 stories for you to choose from. 2 headlines this week.
Alrighty.
Number 1, perennial candidate FedEx.
Yeah, they got attitudes.
Sorry. And option number 2, want to bet?
So I think I know what number 2 is.
It's not Pete Rose.
Oh, no. But Pete's going to be pissed because the club that he is in is starting to get bigger. I mean, at one point, like for 34 years, he was the only dude in that club, realistically. Who are you? I'm the new guy.
I guess
I'm going to have to get another chair. Well, at the rate we're going, I would buy some more chairs. So let's do FedEx.
So more on this later, but we went to Peoria last weekend and we forgot some things that we were supposed to take to Lucas. We left a box here at the house. Crap. Okay, fine, whatever. So we get back to Des Moines, and on Monday, I go to the FedEx store, and I have 2 packages. I have a FedEx envelope that has his checkbook, an extra checkbook, and some graduation cards that he received in the mail here with some checks in them, and title of the car. And I was going to I was supposed to give him all of this stuff. I'm going to ship this, right?
Yep.
From Des Moines to Peoria. So, you know what? It's kind of valuable. Okay, I'm going to overnight it so that it's insured and so that it gets there and it's got a signature. Some things. I mean, you can do some of this stuff with ground, but they'll also just drop the ground right outside of their apartment, and you never know exactly what's going to happen. So I overnighted the envelope, but I still had some other things, a water pitcher and some rugs and whatever that we put into a small box, and I sent that ground.
Okay.
Dropped them off at FedEx at the same time at 5:15 on Monday.
Oh, I love these ones. Okay, so the envelope headed east at 300 miles an hour, and the box headed west at 150 miles an hour, but took I love this. Oh, sorry. Never mind. I get it. I'm getting ahead.
But you're definitely on the right track. The box that was shipped ground left Des Moines, left my hands at 5:15.
Yep.
Arrived on their doorstep at 10:30 a.m. on Tuesday.
That's pretty good.
The envelope checked itself into Memphis at 11:50 a.m. on Tuesday and didn't leave until Wednesday morning, finally arriving in Peoria at the Walgreens where it was being held for them to go sign for Lucas to go sign for, which he finally accepted at 10:30. far be it for me to give FedEx any credit here, but it was delivered by 9:30 a.m. on Wednesday, a nearly 24-hour span after the ground shipment.
Okay, I see your problem.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
I trusted FedEx.
I see your two problems. Okay, so when you said you wanted overnight, did you check the box that said an overnight or the overnight? Because
Yes.
technically, it did arrive overnight.
That's yes. Oh, over 2 nights.
Well, any night is an overnight. I mean, let's just.
Yes, this is clearly on me. For the record, do you want to guess the difference in the charges between what it cost me to ship ground and what it cost me to ship standard, not express overnight, not first AM delivery, just standard overnight?
Yeah, I'm assuming with inflation and the envelope, but then ground they get you, but it was. I'm going to say the envelope was $20 more.
The ground package cost me $16 and change, and the overnight cost me $42.47, which I will be protesting and requesting a refund because they didn't even come close to making it overnight. So far, they haven't charged me.
Oh, don't worry. The bill's coming overnight.
In that case, thank you.
3 weeks later, what's this bill? I don't know. FedEx just delivered it.
Oh, are you? So you're watching anything good?
This last weekend, Lisa said, "Let's go do something fun." And normally when she says that, I'm like, the undisclosed location doesn't have a ton of fun things, but I'm like, why don't we go to a movie? And she goes, "Oh, that sounds good. Well, we can go see." I said, "The Fall Guy." So we went to The Fall Guy.
Your review?
Things. Well, so the place that we go that has some nice loungers and everything, we've been there one time before. We saw Wonka there. We both forgot that this movie theater, besides having the nice places and you can order food to be delivered, whatever, they also put an intermission in the movie. Whether the movie has an intermission or not, they just find a spot in the middle of the movie. The lights come up and then they just pause it. And then they put a countdown timer and it gives you 5 minutes so that you can go use the bathroom, but you can also get more food delivered.
I like this idea.
I was thinking, I'm like, Dewayne would love this because if nothing else, it's bathroom break.
Me up.
You can get some food and at least the lights go, is it over? Is it over?
Oh, no.
Just intermission.
Okay. Oh.
But the reason why I bring that up is because at intermission, we're talking and I'm like, yeah, it's not too bad. And Lisa's comment is, if this was streaming, we wouldn't be watching the second half. I said, well, fair enough. And then the second half happened. And at the end of it, I now completely agree with your review. Is it a good movie? No. Is it entertaining? Yes. Lisa said the second half was significantly better than the first half.
Thank God. And
we both agreed if there's a sequel to this movie, and there won't be, there will not be a sequel to this movie because reportedly this movie cost more than $140 million to make. And I think they made $125 on opening weekend. So there won't be. But it was entertaining enough that if they did a sequel, we would go to the theater and watch the sequel of the movie. Anyway,
they've made 4 Bad Boys movies. I mean, how bad can it be?
Also, the other thing that we watched that was new this week. So Trixie, last year had the Trixie Motel where Trixie and David renovated a Palm Springs. They're back for season 2 of Trixie Motel. This is now Drag Me Home. That's the name of it. Trixie Motel, Drag Me Home. They are buying a house together and renovating it. And of course, they have to have it renovated in 30 days because of, at some point, with all of these home shows, you just might as well see why are you even bother writing why? You just have to. Anyway, that's on Max. And so that's and I believe the Property Brothers are producers on it, so they make a cameo.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Anyway, pretty entertaining. If you watch Trixie Motel, Drag Me Home, now on Max. I think they've dropped the first episode so far. How about you? What have you watched?
Nothing really. We're still watching White Collar.
Okay.
Have I said this? It's a lot like Law and Order. I'd swear I watched this before, but I'll be damned if I can remember any of these storylines. I wonder what's going to happen on this one. This is pretty good.
Hold on. I gotta mark it. Well, so when did the decline begin? Well, on Ferris Bueller's Day in 2024, he said, "Darn if I can remember any of these." So we can point it to at least that point in time. You mean National Moonshine Day? Tomato. Sure, whatever.
Sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Did you learn anything this week? Oh. I don't know how this hit me. A couple of weeks ago, you learned, this should have gone under follow-up. A couple of weeks ago, you learned how not to fix a hot tub.
Yes.
I somehow it hit my feed, a suggestion for maintaining the balance in your pool, etc. would be to put copper fittings in the bottom and put some goldfish in it. And apparently that will naturally keep your pool clear. I'm just throwing it out there. It was on the internet.
There's so many. Wow.
Can't believe I forgot this under follow. I say that I can absolutely believe I forgot this under follow up. Sorry.
Now you got me thinking,
look
like,
on his face.
how does what first of all the pool is fine. The pool takes care of itself. Not takes care of itself. The pool is, I thought the pool, here's the thing. If you have a pool and you think this requires a lot of maintenance, the easiest way to get over that thinking is to get a hot tub, and then you long for the days of the simple pool. Also, hey, good news, pool's clear. How can you tell? Because you can see the fish in your pool. Well, that's not supposed to happen. Okay, so in order to get the fish out of it, now all you have to do is get some cats and teach them how to swim. Oh my God.
But you can just sit on the edge and then let the fish nibble at your feet.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's dead skin in the pool, and that's because that's what you want.
That's what you want.
Okay.
Sorry. What'd you learn this week?
Yeah. So this last weekend, so we have a 48 square foot shed that you can buy from Home Depot. Sort of like a resin, it's a plastic shed with a really nice roof and stuff.
Yes.
We ordered one of those. We have a smaller one. We've got some patio stuff we want to keep covered, so we ordered this bigger one, and it got delivered last week. And I had time over the weekend. Got up early. It was getting warm. Spent 4 hours. This thing it's pretty big. It has some steel structure for the roof to sit on. Got it. Was going along, and got all the walls up, floors in, the superstructure to hold the ceilings up, put the first roof panel in, put the second roof panel in, and nothing lined up. Like, just everything was going to, and there was like nothing lined up. And not like, I'm pushing it, resetting it, having Lisa hold one end down. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, and then it hit me. So started about 8. This is now about 12:30 with a little break for breakfast. This is a dark piece of this is dark brown plastic that has been soaking up desert sun for 4.5 hours. And my thought is, I don't think this thing's going to work right now. So here's my plan. I'm going to leave it and come out tomorrow first thing and see if the holes line up. Why would that be? Well, if it cools down, it will shrink,
Back to where it's supposed to be.
hopefully. And if not, I don't know what I'm going to do. So walked away from it. Next day, 7:30 in the morning, go out. Hey, look at that. All the holes line up. Zip, 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 zip.
No,
And-
really.
And everything lined up except for one small part, but that's more about me. But what did I think I had to put in nearly 40 screws, all 40 screw holes lined up perfectly.
Nice.
Yeah, it apparently baking in 100-degree heat for multiple hours on a plastic thing will cause it to expand. So yeah, I learned a couple things. Number one, it wasn't just too hot for me. Like, it was getting warm. It was also too hot for the shed. Number two, I can't stress this enough. Sometimes when there's problems and you're like, I know how to fix this. Best thing to do, nothing. Just the only way I can make this better is for me to not do anything.
Spoken like a man.
How about you? What'd you learn?
I also assembled shit this week.
Okay.
So again, Lucas moved out of the house that they'd been renting and moved into this apartment in Peoria, needed a TV stand media center thing. Didn't have one, didn't really have anything that would work. So we went to a store called At Home. Are you familiar with At Home?
Yes, I've seen them. Yep.
Yes. We have several things in our house from At Home. Good store. And so we went in, we wandered around, sort of found something that might work, but it was a little more expensive, a little more money than they wanted to pay. And then Amy, calling out Amy found on the clearance rack a media center. 75% off. Wow.
That's a lot of percents.
Right? It is a lot of percents. And it looks really good. And it's the right size. And it's got, these 3 cabinets and 3 doors. And this is going to be great. Marked clearly on the box, no hardware. I mean, really no hardware? Or is it just like no handles? Right? So Amy finds the assistant manager, comes over, cuts open the box so that we can get into it and look. Nope. No hardware. No hinges, no screws, no bolts, no nothing. No door handles, nothing. But it was only going to be $112 for this $350 piece of furniture. How much can the hardware be really? I mean, come on. We can go to Lowe's. We can do this. The instruction manual was in the box. Oh, okay. And it lists all of the parts you need. Okay. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, screws, bolts. Okay. Get the little cam bolts, how, you've got the circle that hooks over into the bolt that goes up and so that it pulls everything tight together when you twist it. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, if you put furniture together, you've done tons of those, including the one where you turn it and then you hear the crack and then you're like, that was over tightened. Whoops.
Never heard the crack this weekend.
Okay.
So the next thing we did was go to Lowe's. And so I've got the instruction manual and I'm checking things off. Okay. Here's the problem. It's all in metric. Shit. Okay. So there stands Amy in the aisle at Lowe's with her phone doing metric conversion to inches to determine how long the screws needed to be. So we got all of the screws we needed. We got all of the bolts. We got all the cam nuts. We got all of the all of that stuff. And found there was one option for handles that would fit the 5-inch gap in the holes. Did you know that most gaps are 5 1/4 inches on most handles?
I did not, but I'm very afraid that now that you've mentioned this on the podcast, within the next 10 days, I'm going to have on my YouTube feed. Do you understand? You know how the standard handle width came to be? It has something to do with the English railroads. Oh,
Of course it did.
railroads. Oh, I'll watch that.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But they didn't have enough bolts of the cam lock things.
Yeah.
They didn't have enough bolts. So I bought all the bolts they had, and I bought all the hooks that they had. But I was still like half short. Fine. Okay. So then we went to Ace Hardware. They had the rest of the bolts. Great.
Okay.
And they had 4 nuts. Fine. So I'm still 10 short. We go to dinner and then stop at the other Lowe's. This is hardware store number 3. Now, here's the thing.
But it's 75% off. How
It
hard
was-
could it be
see,
to get
that's the thing,
hardware?
right? Exactly. And before we went out to start running these, I opened the box up and I took out all of the pieces and I laid them all out and I made sure that I had all the parts and, everything. So then off we go to the hardware store. Hardware store 1, hardware store 2, dinner, hardware store 3, found 10 more, the only 10 locks that were in the building. I got fine, great, super. Back to the house and I start putting this stuff together. Now, the way the instruction manual lays it out was you put all of the boards down, you put all of the nuts and bolts, all of the cam lock bolts in, and all of the dowels in. I'm not going to tell the dowel story, but there was also a dowel story. You put them all together, then you start assembling things. I got everything, all of the nuts in. I start to assemble part 1 to part 2. And when I put the pieces together, there was a 1/4 inch gap because the bolts were too long. The only bolts in Peoria, Illinois that had a chance of working were a 1/4 of an inch too long. Do I blame the metric to English conversion that my wife did? No, I do not. Because I like my bed. So, crap. Okay, so you know what? It's going back. I know it was 75% off and it was on the clearance rack and they normally don't take that stuff back, but we had a long conversation with the lady about all of this stuff and I really think that she'll let me just take it back because it was clearly a floor model and it had been put together before. And so anyway, so I get on the phone to At Home and I talk to the other assistant manager. Yeah. Just bring it back. Bring it back first thing tomorrow. We won't be here. Will you leave a note? Yep, not a problem. Just bring it back. We'll give you your money back. This thing is a disaster. Don't worry about it. Not a problem. This was one of those, I told you that story to tell you this one stories. We show back up the next morning. By the way, I spent $137 on hardware. That could also have been a Todd out of now. So back we go. They're like, yeah. Not a problem. Scan the receipt, scan the box. Amy puts her card in the machine so that they can give her back the money, blah, blah, blah. Again, we paid $112 for this thing. And we walked out and they had credited us with a little bit more money than we were originally charged. You know what? For the headache that we had to deal with, I'm not
A little something for the effort.
Right. Bank error in our favor. Fine. You know what? We're moving on. Then Monday, I look at my credit card. No. They had not credited us more. They had charged us twice. So now here we are in Des Moines. The At Home in Peoria has the item and we have 2 receipts. So I get on the phone with the manager. How far away are you from Peoria? Could you come into the store? I'm 4 hours away. That ain't going to happen. What did I learn this week? Do not buy from the clearance rack. Or if you do buy from the clearance rack from At Home, make sure the hardware is there. You you get what you pay for? Reinforced. You get what you pay for? If you think it's a deal, if you think it's too good to be true, probably is. Should we have known better? Yes, we absolutely should have. I learned all kinds of things this week.
And yet, see, I thought where you were going with this. I thought the thing that you learned was they said you're in Des Moines with 2 receipts, and can you pop by? No, I'm 4 hours away. Oh, that's okay. You can just FedEx them to us.
The music is Happy Boy by Kevin MacLeod. You can subscribe to our award-winning podcast with visiting FedEx delivery man Todd Friends. Wherever you get your pods, just search Talkin' and the number 2, no G, no space. You can stop by and see us at the Tuba City home office. Please don't do that. You can send us your feedback. But first, we want to thank our listeners, our sponsors, and our contributors. We love all of you. Please keep it coming. And if you want to send us your feedback, send it to feedback@talkingtotodd.com. Todd?
When you said, when you asked, is everybody in the U.S. going to be watching the Cricket World Championship Cup thing? And you said it's on Willow TV. My thought was, Willow TV sounds more like Wonto TV. How do I get that? Nobody knows.
No.
Nobody knows.
No, nobody knows. That there's a Weeping Willow joke to be had there. Danny?
I mean, that's one way to go. I mean, the other one to go is, oh, Willow TV. Man, I love that movie. Didn't know they could make a whole channel out of it. And they do cricket.
Was that the David Bowie one?
We'll say yes, sure.
What was the Muppet thing that David Bowie was in? Oh, sweet Lord.
Thanks everybody for joining us for our last episode of Talking to Todd, because we've clearly broken. Are you thinking of Labyrinth?
I must be. Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of Labyrinth. I get Labyrinth and Willow confused, and I don't know why, because my brain doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, I'm just going to jot that one down on the column too. That's fine. You close the show. I'm going to make notes here.
Where after 223 episodes, we may have hit the wall. Maybe we'll be back next week.
If we remember.
For now, we're here. We're talking to Todd. You know, we were going so good, and then we just kind of limped home there.
I don't know. There's part of me that was thinking, I mean, he spent all the money on hardware when clearly, I mean, would it look good? No. But all of your problems could have been solved with a single $7.95 roll of duct tape.
And super glue. Super glue and duct tape could have solved that. You're right. I can't open the doors. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Don't have handles for it anyway. So you're fine.